Hello and welcome back. This is the second video I've created for the on-demand lab guide for the Extreme Fabric Installation and Configuration course available on Extreme Academy. In our previous lab 1, we looked at zero-touch fabric and how two switches were able to establish a fabric between themselves with ISIS adjacencies. This all was automated, and we were able to create a layer 2 VSN across the fabric and ping between PCs in a particular VLAN, essentially a stretched broadcast domain. In this video though, we're looking at the next lab, which is to manually configure fabric, and there may be good reasons for doing this in that you have better control over the SPBM parameters that you want the switches to have, rather than leave it to a dynamic algorithm. So here we are with the topology. We're focusing on FEA and FEB. Just going to scroll down to look at section A, which is setting up the basic management of FEA. So what we need to do is bring up our console as before and look at FEA. We should be able to log in to the login prompt with RWA, enter the RWA again, just to put it back to the default, and enable gives you your hash prompt, and then we can go into config terminal, and from here we're going to disable ISIS on the switch. So we do that with the no router ISIS enable command, and we agree with yes. Quite often a lot of the commands are negated with the no in front of the command to disable something that was previously enabled. So we're going to disable all the ports. We're going to shut down all of the ports. I've already disabled in GNS3 the links across to C and D, but I'm just following the guide exactly. So I'm going to go interface gig all, and I'm going to do shutdown and then exit. So all of the links have gone down. I'm going to specify a host name for the switch with the SNMP server name command. Call it FEA. Okay, carry on down to the next page, where we're going to specify some boot config flags. So boot config flags FTP daemon. Just up arrow and change the next one to be telnet D, up arrow, TFTPD and SSH daemon, and we'll enable SSH, and we'll do the show boot config flags command to see the current status of the flags. We'll do the show logging config command, show CLI info, set our CLI timeout to an hour, show VLAN members, you can see we've got by default VLAN 1 with no members in there. There's an onboarding VLAN 4048 and the two SPBM backbone VLANs, 4051 and 4052. So usually when we do any manual configuration of SPBM, it's good practice to, even though it's got no ports in there, it's good practice to make sure that VLAN 1 has no members in it. So we do show VLAN members, remove VLAN 1, 11 to 126, covering all of the ports. And now we and to confirm again that there are no port members in VLAN 1. Okay, so moving on to step 10, we're going to create a management VLAN and assign an IP address. So if we show management interface, you'll see there are two management interfaces configured. One is for out of band management and one is a VLAN, which is the 4048 VLAN. And we're going to remove the management VLAN and then we're going to create a new VLAN for management. VLAN create 101, give it a name, in band ng and t, type is port MSTP RSTP instance 0. Set the management VLAN to be 101. Put in the MAC offset of 511. Assign an IP address 10.1.1.1/24. Enable the interface and exit out of the management VLAN interface. Now we show management interface, and now our management VLAN is using VLAN 101. If we do show management IP, we can see the IP address assigned to that VLAN is 10.1.1.1. So we move further on into section B, where we configure Fabric on FEA using the CLI. So we have to type SPBM. We go into router ISIS. We set SPBM to instance 1. SPBM 1 bvid 4051, 4052. Primary is 4051. That configures the SPBM backbone VLANs 4051 and 4052. SPBM 1 nickname is 0.10.0a. As you can see, the dynamic nickname server has been disabled as a result of putting in a manual nickname. System ID is going to be 0200.100a.0000, and the manual area 49.0.001. So now we're going to show ISIS. You can see that the admin state is disabled. We've got the system ID we entered manually, and we're going to exit out of router ISIS. and we're not finished yet. We need to create the backbone VLANs. So we do VLAN create 4051, type would be SPBM B VLAN, and we do the same for the second backbone VLAN 4052, type SPBM B VLAN type, and we need to then go and create a loopback address, loopback 1. So we go interface loopback 1, assign an IP address of 10.1.0.1. This is a /32 host address. We exit from there, go into router ISIS, and we need to specify the IP source address to be that loopback address. IP source address is 10.1.0.1. Exit. And then it wants us to go into the following interfaces: 1.1, 1.2, sorry, 1.2, 1.7, 1.8, and we're going to turn off auto sense. Enable. Turn on encapsulation.1q because we're going to have to support multiple VLANs. This is how we do tagging on the port. We enable ISIS. ISIS SPBM1 is the instance we're going to be using. ISIS SPBM1 layer 1 metric will be auto, and we enable ISIS in the interfaces. Make sure that it's no shut because they were shut down before, and then exit. And finally, in global configuration mode, we have to enable ISIS again. And we'll save the config. Next page. Okay, so we can quickly do some show commands. Show SPBM. Just check our work. SPBM is enabled. Show VLAN basic. We have our two backbone VLANs. We have the management VLAN 101. Show VLAN members. So you can see that ports 1, 1, 12, 17 and 18, they have VLANs 4051 and 4052 on them, which is a good clue that these are going to be ISIS NNI links in this example. Show ISIS, just to make sure that it's enabled, the admin state is enabled, which it is. We've got our unique system ID, and you can see the IP source address is 10.1.0.1, so we're happy with that. And show ISIS manual area is 49.0.0.0.1. Show ISIS interface These are the 4 NNI links that we need ISIS enabled on. Show ISIS adjacencies. So we've got adjacencies with the second switch. In our topology, which is B. Show ISIS SPBM nickname. That shows the nicknames, and you can see the 010 0A is the one we manually configured on A. The second switch B is still using zero touch fabric, so we're going to go manually configure that one next. So let's switch over to B, log into B, RWA, 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 enable, conf T, similar to what we did on A, so we're going to do no router IS enable, say yes to disable, int gig all shut down, then we're going to configure the prompt as an MP server name fe-b, set the boot flags, boot config flags ftpd, telnet d, tftp and SSH. SSHD, enable SSH, show the boot flags, okay, now I need to show the management interfaces again. And we're going to change the management VLAN from 4048 to 101. So we do no management VLAN. Create VLAN 101. Give it a name. Type port instance 0. Set the management VLAN to 101. Set the MAC offset to 511. Assign an IP address 10.1.1.2/24. Enable, exit, show management interface. It's now 101. Show management IP, shows the 10.1.1.2. Okay, we're going to save the config. And then configure the fabric on FEB using the CLI. So we have to go SPBM return, go into router ISIS, SPBM1 is our instance, SPBM1 bvid 4051, 4052 space primary 4051 SPBM1 nickname 0.10.0b, Okay, system ID is going to be 0200.100b.0000, and the manual area should match, so that's 490001. Exit. Create the backbone VLANs in global configuration mode. Create 4051 type. This is a special type of VLAN, which is SPBM BVLAN. Just up arrow, backspace, create 2. Create our loopback interface. Assign an IP address of 10.1.0.2/32. Exit. Go into router ISIS. Set the IP source address to match the loopback of 10.1.0.2, and exit. Go into interfaces 11, 12, 17, 18. Do no auto sense enable. Encapsulation .1q ISIS SPBM1 ISIS SPBM1 layer 1 metric auto ISIS enable, no shutdown, exit, and then router ISIS enable globally, save config, and now we're going to do some confirmation commands to finish off. So we'll do show SPBM. SPBM is enabled. Show VLAN members. Show ISIS. Show ISIS. That's enabled with our system ID and the IP source address. Show ISIS manual area, that's matching. Show ISIS interface, our 4 interfaces for ISIS. Show ISIS LSDB, this is the link state database for SPBM, shortest path fabric. And we can see we've got those 2 nodes. The other C and D are off at the moment, but we can see the information in the link state database for A and B. Show ISIS SPBM, so we can see our SPBM info here. There we go. So I'm going to end the video there, but finally I'll just do show ISIS adjacencies, just to show that the 2 adjacencies are up with A, so from B. So we've got a same config in terms of Fabric is enabled between A and B, like it is between C and D when it was automatically configuring shortest path bridging, but this time we did it manually, and that concludes the lab. Thank you.